Make sure you check out our online store where we work with our graphic designer to create stunning garment and product designs that feature a wide variety of aircraft types such as British fighters, World War II aircraft, American bombers, Russian fighters and much more. You can pick your favourite designs and personalise any items within our Redbubble store that range from clothing right the way through to stationery. All of our designs feature our logo so you can show your support for the channel while getting a quality product. You can head to our website aircrewinterview.tv and click store, or go to redbubble.com/people/AC interview. Thank you and enjoy. So Tug, you also had an exchange on the F-18 with the Marines. Tell us how this exchange came about.
Yeah, I mean, luckiest man in the RAF and most hated man in the RAF as well. So there were maybe 30 fast jet exchanges around the world, lots with European air forces, Australia, and a lot in the United States. And so every year on my annual report, you had to put down what you want to do on your next tour. I always put American exchange. Didn't care what I flew, just something different and something kind of sexy. Mm-hmm. And out of nowhere, I got a call from the station commander. I was a flying instructor at the time at Valley, and a lot of exchanges were going from that TAC weapons area. So I complained about TAC weapons. I then became a TAC weapons instructor, but I did it because I thought, if I'm going to get an exchange tour, this is my best chance. I'm not shining enough, I think, compared to everybody else at the front line. I was new on the Phantom. There were some superstars there getting exchanges, so I thought I'll take a bit of pain and go and live at Valley for 3 years, hone my skills, and maybe get some qualifications, and that'll be that. And it worked out. And the station commander rang me, said, "How do you fancy F-18s with the Marine Corps at El Toro in California?" Which
but there was no, I'm going to think about this.
Yeah, no, absolutely none of that. I can't tell you what I exactly said over the phone, and that was it. Just fell into my I say that I tried to shape myself a little bit while I was an instructor and do the best job that I could and get some quals, and I was just the right name in the frame at the time.
Mm-hmm. Was there a lot of competition though between the pilots at the time to go for these exchanges?
Yeah, we all, you say competition, I mean, we weren't, there wasn't like a selection board that we all went and interviewed for. You just put it on your annual report every year.
Right.
And everybody that I knew wanted to do an exchange, because we got to fly, if you went to the right places, you got to fly the best fighters or bombers out there at the time. So a friend of mine ended up doing the Norwegian exchange, and you think, God, you know, living in Norway, how cold it is. He was flying an F-16. You know, it's a great time, great aeroplane. There were 2 exchanges I thought were the plum exchanges. One was F-18s in Australia, because that was like living in an exotic place. And the other one was F-18s in California, and lucky me. Yeah.
Was there a selection though? Because was there no F-14 Tomcat like exchanges or anything like that? Was it just like you getting Hornets and that's it?
Yeah, there was basically, if you were coming up for posting, whichever one was coming up. I guess they looked at annual reports. They looked at how we were doing professionally. We had an annual report to tell the Air Force how we were as officers in the Air Force, but we also had something called the Form 5000, which was how you were doing from a flying point of view. So we had 2 annual reports really as aircrew, and so they'll have looked at where people were suited for it. Now I was a fighter pilot, not a bomber pilot, so I wasn't going to get an exchange onto an F-16 ground attack unit. But the F-18 was absolutely multi-role. The job was supposed to be OCU instructor, and my predecessor had done that for a little bit and went, well, this is a waste of time. Managed to wheedle himself onto the front line and ended up on 314 Squadron, which was one of the premier single-seat units. So I go over there knowing that I'm going to the front line. I just don't know which squadron. And it was an even better dream come true.
Yeah,
you know, rather than be a OCU instructor and sit in the back for quite a few of your trips, I was going to be on the front line. So even better than the best deal ever.
Absolutely. And was it unusual for a two-seat pilot to go for essentially a single-seat pilot role like the Hornet?
No, not necessarily. By that time, if I could have gone at the end of the Phantom because I've got a frontline tour underneath me. Even though I didn't probably get a single seat recommend out of TAC weapons, so which is why I went to a two-seat aeroplane. By the time I finished a frontline tour, I should be able to fly a single seat jet anyway. And plus the fact I just spent 3 years teaching air combat and low-level ground attack, mostly flying on my own in a Hawk. So I think I was kind of suited for it. The irony was, I arrived, did the OCU. The first half of my tour on the Hornet, I was in twin-seat Hornets, F-18D.